Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome back to Pantech e-learning channel. This is R. Divyanjali from Pantech. Pantech is a platform where a person can experience, innovate and implement different research and development works over this platform. Firstly, I would like to welcome all the participants to the pleasant evening. Today, we are going to discuss about the ninth day session of our full stack web development using React.js masterclass. So on this day, on this ninth day, we are going to discuss something about the concept, event handling, methods and list. So before entering into today's session, we will quickly rewind what we have learned in the last 8 days of our session. Fine. On day 1, we started learning about the very basic introduction to web development along with industrial applications. And also, we have been implemented a simple Hello World application using Notepad. On day 2, we learned about the basic introduction to React.js concept. On day 3, we have installed what are all the softwares we are going to work with, and we also have understood what is its importance, why only that particular softwares we are going to use, right? On day 4, we have all created our first React application. On day 5, we discussed about various folder structure. Along with, we also have discussed about implementation of Hello World using React.js. Next, on day 6, we discussed about the concept, components and its classification, functional components, class components, along with examples. On day 7, we discussed about the title or the concept, hooks and JSX concept. On day 8, we discussed about properties and states concept. So today we have come up to the ninth day of the session where we will be discussing about event handling, methods and list. What is this event handling methods list? So let us learn in detail about this concept in today's session.
If you wanted to convert this masterclass into 1 month internship program, you can just register with us with the link given in the comment section. Like registration fees will be 799 rupees. And you have to register with that amount. You will be getting 30 downloadable presentations, and you also will be getting 90 days accessing of recording videos. Previously it was 60 days, now it has become 90 days actually. And you will be getting, by the end of the session, you will be getting 8+ source application codes, okay? And also 30 downloadable presentations, 6 mentors support will be there for you all the time to redirect you correctly. And also you will be getting the confirmation letter as well as internship certification from Pantech e-learning Private Limited. Someone wants to clear their doubt actually. Predefined ma'am, another this code fully, okay. Actually it's like creating an application. Why we are using this React means already existing, okay, base folders that and all will be present, okay. React framework which is used to like view an application only, right? So here what you wanted to view on the web page, that you have to modify. So only in app.js, whatever the content you wanted to see on the web page, let it be an image, let it be some audio or some text, some paragraph like that, you will interface that into your app.js file, okay, fine. So you will be developing 8 projects actually within this internship as well.
Here comes the basic introduction of an event handling. Let us know what is an event. An event is an action that could be triggered as a result of user action or system generated event. For example, a mouse click, a loading web page, pressing a key on a keyboard, window resizing and any other interactions. Any task that is called as event, okay. In simple words I can tell like any task whatever we are doing, it is an event, okay. Handling such different events, that is called event handling, or managing various events at a similar time, it is called as event handling, okay. So React has its own event handling system which is very similar to handling events on DOM elements. What do you mean by DOM elements here? DOM is abbreviated as document object model. What this DOM is going to do basically, for suppose in my HTML page, in my web page, if I wanted to modify a small part of my web page, then this DOM, what it will do, it will modify virtually first and modifies that particular block. And also this virtual DOM helps us, our application, to work with fast speed and giving a good performance as well. Please do remember that. Okay, so the React event handling system is also known as synthetic events. The synthetic event is a cross-browser wrapper of browser's native event. Fine, let us move on to the next slide and learn in detail. So how does an event is going to be handled? Our application, what is our application? For suppose any hello world application, okay? That app.js file is there, right? So that data will be sent first to the virtual DOM, React virtual DOM. This will first modify and change the data in DOM. Now this DOM, what it will do? It will deliver the event, whatever the event we have modified, the delivered or modified event will be delivered. Now this data will be taken or displayed or given back to app.js. Once again I will tell you, app.js file, I am modifying this file. If I wanted to modify this, so modify through React virtual DOM. Now this virtual DOM at the back end modifies my actual DOM, where my complete web page will be in object oriented format. Okay, that objects it will modify, then delivers my content again back to the virtual DOM. Again it delivers my task application to app.js. Final web page content should be present in app.js file. I hope it is clear, correct? Fine, let us move on to the next slide. Here comes handling events with React have some synthetic differences from handling events on DOM. Like React events are named as camel case instead of lowercase. So in React, events are named like camel case letters rather than lowercase letters. Okay. With JSX, a function is passed as an event handler instead of string. Here comes an example. Event declaration in plain HTML. So you can see here show message like hello Java, something like you can put like hello web development React.js like that. So give that button. Now event declaration you can see here. Show the message in curly braces we have given. Okay. This is how a basic string data is being given. Okay. Fine. The third one is in React, we cannot return false to prevent the default behavior. We must call prevent default event explicitly to prevent the default behavior. Like you can see here, you clicked on a link, return false. So you cannot call by default any behavior. It has to be returned on the application. So here is one such application, function action link, handle click, prevent default. Okay, so now we have given here the content. The same content you can see we are returning now on click, handle click. Instead of string we have taken here flower braces. Click me. Okay, fine. So now let us see how to use events in React. Here comes a very basic example. Fine. I'll explain you 1 minute. I already have the application. Just open VS Code. Open folder. As I have already created my application, I'll just open that particular folder here. Yeah, 1 minute. This is my code. Take this in app.js. Now let me explain you what is this first of all. Fine. So first import component, React component from React. Next class app initiated that extends from React component. Next constructor where I am going to define my properties of my task. So my application details. Next super keywords. It defines various properties of my component. Okay. Now here I am using this state company name. Okay. Next change the text, that is event, right? Changing of a task, it means event only. So this state, set state, Where we will be using this set state? In component. So it is directly reflecting changing the task. Okay. So first we gave company name, right? So that event target value we can change here. Now starts displaying my data. What kind of data I have to give here? Simple event example. Okay. So this is my header function. Next I am labeling like enter company name. This is my label. You can give just enter your company details like that. Next, it also going to be taken in the form of text only. Okay. Now you entered whatever the company name we entered, it will come that name here now. So now close everything. Go to file and save the file. Now here you have to type npm space start. Click on enter. You are going to get the same content on the web page. Let us see what is the output we are getting on a particular web page. Yeah, you can see here header web page displaying simple event example. Enter company name. You can give any company name. Whatever the company name you give, that name here it is been entered automatically. Okay. So this is how the application is going to work. Let us move to the next slide of our presentation. Yeah, React conditional rendering. In React, we can create multiple components which encapsulates the behavior that we need. After that, we can render them depending on some conditions or the state of our application. So in other words, based on one or several conditions, a component decides which element has to be returned. Okay. In React, conditional rendering works the same way as the condition works in JavaScript. So we use JavaScript operators to create the elements representing the current state, and then React component updates the user interface to match them. So from the given scenario, we can understand that how conditional rendering is going to work. So based on the conditions we have given, based on the conditional satisfying, it's going to display my output. Okay. So here we'll consider some example of handling a login or logout button. So the login and logout buttons will be separate components. Okay. If you use logged in, render the logged out component to the display. Display the logout button. So if you are user not logged in, then render to the logged in component to display login button. So if a person is already logged in, display that logout button. If the person is not logged in yet, so the person has to get logged in button. Okay. So if a user is not logged in, render the login component to the display of login button. So in React, this situation is called conditional rendering. Based on the condition, it will display my output, whether it is login or logout, like that. Okay. Yeah. There is more than one way to do this conditional rendering in React. So something like by using different operators or different conditions like if statement, ternary operator, logical AND operator, switch case operator, conditional rendering with enums. Let us see how it's going to work. If we know the basic functionality of a if statement, right? If statement is used only, or it will display my output only when the given condition is true. Once the given condition is false, it didn't display any output. That's the speciality of if statement, right? Fine. It is the easiest way to have a conditional rendering in React. In the render method, it is restricted to the total block of the component. If the condition is true, it will return the element to be re-rendered. It can be understood by the following example. How if statement is going to work? Function user in logged in details we have given. So welcome back. So now guest login sign up. These are the three functions I have defined. If the user is logged in, it will define return user login. Else it will check and it will give me guest login directly and render my logged in details. Okay. Let us check with this. Take this complete example here in app.js. Okay. Save the file. If any errors are there, we will be understanding here itself. 1 minute. First import React, use here component from React. Next, class app extends component open braces. And at last, give the close braces. Give last default like export default application. Class will give like function. Okay, save the file. Guest logging in. User guest login. Is logged in. 1 minute. Type your npm space start. Let us see the output. So you'll be getting user login or guest login, like that it will be getting the output. Okay. Okay, there is a small issue with this. We'll check it later. Okay. Here comes something about logical and operator. Okay, so this operator is used for checking a particular condition. If the condition is true, it will render the element right after the and symbol, and if it is false, React will ignore it and skip it. How? You can see here the syntax. Condition will be given. Now after this and, we will be getting the output whether it is true or false, like that. What is and operator basically? When both the conditions are true, then only the condition will be satisfied and gives me my output like true. Else it will give me my output as false. So after this and symbol, we will get the output. Let us see example for that also. So we can understand the behavior of the concept like this. Here is a basic here you can see the example. So what we have done here, import React from React and React DOM from React DOM. Now here I have considered some example, function taken as some example. Here I gave some data like 10 greater than 5 is my condition. Is this condition is true? First of all, it is true. 10 is greater than 5, that is true. And alert, this alert will be shown. So both will be taken. Now save the file. Last, you have to give export default. What is the function name? Example. Close this. Now save the file. Now type here, yeah, npm space start. It's going to give your answer now. Let us see how it's going to display our web page. So this is what our output. This alert will be shown. Okay. Click on OK. It will be finished. Fine. Moving back to the presentation. Here comes the next slide where we'll be discussing about ternary operator. So this operator is used in cases where two blocks alternate given a certain condition. So this operator makes your if-else statement more concise. So it will be similar, okay? It takes three operands and uses a shortcut for the if statement. So the syntax is here, condition, true or false. If the condition is true, statement 1 will be rendered or displayed. Otherwise, false will be rendered, displays the false. Here comes a basic example. Yeah, take this example in VS Code now. Import React component from React. Next, class app extends component, open the brackets and close it at last. Next here render, next return, okay. Just give it here, okay. Okay, we'll take it off this return. Now at last we give something like export default. What is the application? App. Okay. Now save the file. Yeah, no errors. Terminate the previous program. Type here npm start. Run it. So how to terminate the previous program? By clicking on Ctrl C and click on Y. It means yes to terminate the program. So it will display the ternary operator true or false condition in the web application. Let us see how it's going to display now. So it's going to get blank only because maybe the condition might be not true. Okay. So here comes switch case operator. So sometimes it is possible to have multiple conditional renderings. Okay. So in the switch case, conditional rendering is applied based on different states. So something like function notification message is in the form of text. So switch the text content like hi all. Okay. Message text should be given here like hello Pantech e-learning like that. Next, content will be same, return null. Okay. Fine. Here comes conditional rendering with enums. You can just try the same example whatever I have explained in your system. Okay. And enum is a great way to have a multiple conditional rendering. So it is more readable as compared to switch case operator. It is perfect for mapping between different states of data. It is also perfect for mapping in more than one condition. It can be understood like here you can see function notification message. Now here starts information, next warning message. Okay. Next state has been given, right? Conditional rendering example. Let us check with this example. in app.js file. Now save the file. I'll explain you it now. Fine. So what we have done is import React component from React. Function message I have considered. If properties is logged in, it will describe like welcome back. Else it will return please log in first. Okay. Now first task what login properties I have given. So click on button to log in the information. So for logout also I gave the function like click on logout button. Class application extends from component. Here comes the task. Okay, handle login, handle logout. Both the tasks we have mentioned here. Okay, is logged in. If it is true, it will be okay. It will show logged out. It is false, right? So it is showing handle login. Now handle logout both. Next, render the content display like conditional rendering example. This state is logged in or not. If not, it will display it's not logged in, or it has to display something like please log in like that. So at last I have to give export default app. I have already saved the file. Type here Ctrl C to terminate previous application. Type yes so that it will be terminated. Now type here npm start. Click on enter. You can see the output now. Yeah, conditional rendering example. Please log in first. Just click on this button. So it has displayed welcome back, and logout means you click on logout. Okay. So this is what the event handling is. Okay. Yeah. Next comes preventing component from rendering. Sometimes it might happen that a component hides itself even though another component rendered it. So to do this, we will have to return null instead of its rendered output. So it can be understood like from the example here. So you can see I have taken here function show display the message like some message. Header function I gave component is rendered. Now message, now elements has to be given here. Okay. So you can see here I'll take the same code and try it through VS Code. At last I will write there is no error, right? We'll check with this. Save the file. It's compiling the example. Let us wait. At last we can add here export default app. What is the application name here? Show. So the same application you can consider here so that no errors will be there. Default application. Okay. So terminate the previous program. Type here npm start. Click on enter. So you will be getting the output over here. Okay. Fine. Coming on to the next slide. React list. Why we use list? To get the list of data. Okay. So lists are used to display the data in an ordered format and mainly used to display menus on website. Certain menus of restaurant or something like any products, any shopping details like that. Okay. So in React, list can be created in a similar way as we create list in Java. Okay. So let us see here an example like variable numbers, constant multiple numbers we have considered, that list will be rendered. Okay. So here is a small example like name of the details I have considered here, right? The same example I'll take here. Here comes list of details, names I took, that items I have considered. One after the other it has to consider now. So 1 minute. Class. Here you have to give app extends component open brackets. Here at last you have to terminate it. It's not finishing, right? Okay, we'll check with this afterwards. Go back to the presentation. Yeah. So rendering list inside the components. In the previous example, we have directly rendered list of data into the DOM. Okay, here you can see various lists one after the other will be considered. Okay. Let us try with this example. Almost we'll get this, don't worry. Save the file. Okay. Just run this, you will get the numbers. Okay. Display list of numbers, that's it. Okay. So this is what all about today's session. I hope everything is clear. If you still have any queries, you can just get back to us. Okay. There are slight modification in the errors as well. You please try in your systems. If you get still doubts, you can just get back to us. Okay.
If you wanted to convert this masterclass into 1 month internship program, you can just register with us with the link given in the comment section. Like registration fees will be 799 rupees. And you have to register with that amount. You will be getting 30 downloadable presentations, and you also will be getting 90 days accessing of recording videos. Previously it was 60 days, now it has become 90 days actually. And you will be getting, by the end of the session, you will be getting 8+ source application codes. Okay. And also 30 downloadable presentations, 6 mentors support will be there for you all the time to redirect you correctly. And also you will be getting the confirmation letter as well as internship certification from Pantech E-Learning Private Limited. Someone wants to clear their doubt actually. Predefined ma'am, another this code fully. Okay. Actually it's like creating an application. Why we are using this React means already existing, okay, base folders that and all will be present. Okay, React framework which is used to like view an application only, right? So here what you wanted to view on the web page, that you have to modify. So only in app.js, whatever the content you wanted to see on the web page, let it be an image, let it be some audio or some text, some paragraph like that, you will interface that into your app.js file. Okay, fine. So you will be developing 8 projects actually within this internship as well.
And last but not least, if you really like the session, please do click on like, comment, share. And if you are the first time visitor to our channel, please do subscribe to Pantech E-Learning.